I'm red hot. I haven't missed a bet in my last night. I'm like, that's insane.
I'm not hiding gobs. That's the worst type of fan you could have, is like a gob hider.
They're all-time Texas haters. We can flip it right back. Who are you going for this weekend, Trent?
We're going to Bama, and I'm nuking them.
Mikey literally was about to take classes at LSU to be a full-time fan, and they just lost week 1.
He is literally the best player in college football. I don't even think it's close.
And you should be on your knees every Sunday.
What do you mean by that? They're literally not even real odds, dude. When I post a green gob, Trent's first thing is, dude, how's Mikey shitting out gob?
Yeah.
God, dude, like, what the fuck? Welcome back to another episode of the Seein pod. We had quite the weekend. We were at TCU. I had to watch the Tigers lose in horrendous fashion, but overall, could not be happier that football is fully back now.
So back.
I was happy about it. Now I'm not.
Yeah, tell us why.
Let's start with TCU Colorado.
It sucks in college football. You lose a game, the season's done. That's what I don't like about college football.
Fair.
Is that this season for the Frogs is now a wash. Nothing means shit.
I actually didn't know this, and I kept saying it before the game, but I saw the actual number after the game. I said there was so much turnover from last year. Do you guys know you only had 3 starters from last year on the field?
Yeah.
I knew there was a lot of turnover, but I was told that it actually wasn't that bad. You were always going to get smoked if you only returned 3 people. That's like what Stanford is doing.
Well,
And they lost
Colorado,
everybody.
you was kind of say the same thing for them.
That's true, that's
They
true.
had 3.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know who I was with. It was either Shelly or Mikey. But remember we were talking to that old guy, and I asked him, like, oh, you think we're covering 20? And he was like, oh, we're going to find out on the first possession of the game.
Oh, it was me, yeah.
And sure enough, we found out on the first possession of the game.
Literally
I knew
first
right away. I knew right a fucking. I
Three
knew
and
after
out.
the coin toss.
All right, well, give me the Frogs report. Give me the Frogs report.
That was a brutal game to watch. Obviously, TCU losing to Boulder. I haven't witnessed a home loss in quite some time. And to witness that was heartbreaking. It sucked. And I hated every fucking second of it. Because we were never covering for 1 second. Like, there was not a single moment in that game where I was like, oh, there's a sliver of hope. No, not once.
Yeah, I think y'all led for like a total of 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was like in the 4th quarter, I think.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Chandler Morris might be the worst quarterback in the Power 5. And that
mean-
includes the kid from Northwestern. Yeah.
No.
That kid was bad.
I can't believe I even bet on Northwestern, first of all, but you can't even say that.
Dude.
I'm not going to sit here and vouch for fucking Chandler Morris.
All right, can we also talk about that for a second? I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but pretty much the doormats of the Big Ten. Rutgers might actually be better than what we think. Played each other, and it was Rutgers Northwestern. The spread was 6.5, so obviously, you'd think it's probably a pick 'em in terms of how you're betting it. You put actual money on Northwestern to cover away from home.
You want to know why I took it?
That's exactly why, we're going to talk about this, because the reason you took it is shocking, because the reason that we got into doing this is because of people like that. The fact that you use it as a reason of why you bet on them, blew my mind.
Some dude sent me a DM of a leaked Twitter capper
Nah, dude.
that
No.
charges $300 a month for plays. So I'm like, dude, this guy must be fucking razor sharp.
Did they get shut out? Did Northwestern get shut out?
They should have. They scored in
Yeah.
garbage time. But $300 for fucking cake is wild. D-backs ML and Northwestern +5. D-backs -140.
Wow.
Lose by 5. And Northwestern. Yeah, I laid
Oh my
juice.
God,
I
dude.
laid that fucking juice.
Oh
on
my
fucking D-back.
God, dude.
And just so everyone knows, the thesis behind Book It Sports was starting it because of guys like that
Yeah,
in
we
the
were like,
industry
fuck
and
'em.
people like that in the industry that charge people for their picks, and one, either don't know what they're doing or are charging far too much to give out what they give out. And I'm sitting on the couch and he goes, Northwestern +6.5, right? It's like, what are you talking about? It's like some capper that charges $300 a month said it was a nuke. It's like, what are we
God damn it.
doing?
I
It's gonna be a
texted
lot
Chelly
better.
7 times asking for the fucking Sunday late night, and he wouldn't respond. And then I go on Twitter, and he's like, oh, LAFC over, fucking green check mark. I'm like, bro, dude, I texted you 7 times.
Yeah, dude, he's been hiding. He's been hiding gobs.
Nah,
Dude,
I'm
I'll
not
say
hiding.
Lauren shits gobs,
No, no.
and Lauren will give you like if when she's real in her duffel, 45 minutes before game time to make sure everything's like right to get it. When Chelly gets hot, I'm starting to realize he wants to hide gobs.
He's like, you got
That's
30
not it.
seconds.
That's
I'll be like, yo, I need a
Make sure you
nugget.
have those noties on.
I was like, I'm not gonna noti Chell God 7 for a fucking live over soccer. But I literally said next to him, I was like, yo, I need a nugget. Like, what's a nugget? What's a nugget? I don't get a nugget.
You're not.
And then I checked Twitter, there's 2 green check marks on live plays. I'm like, is this a fucking and then I see a TikTok. I'm red hot. I haven't missed a bet in my last night. I'm like, that's insane. Because I've asked for nuggets on multiple occasions, and I get stonewalled.
I have no comment. I'm not hiding gobs. That's the worst type of friend you could have is like a gob hider. A gob hider
You're
is
hiding
You're hiding
gobs.
gobs.
You're literally hiding
I'm
gobs.
a bad friend then because I don't like to think I'm hiding gobs. But yeah, Mikey literally will just turn to me and like be like, live nugget now. I'm like, dude, I can't force up a nugget. Like you can't force. I don't work at Chick-fil-A. I'm not forcing nuggets out. Like I'm sorry, but they will come to me sometimes, and gotta have noties on.
never
Check my
never
Twitter.
the noties. Kind of like I was never the Tigers. I want to hear what you guys have to think about that game because I didn't get to watch it with you guys. But man,
Before we get into the Tigers real quick, I just want to address Lauren's bullshit at these fucking games we get to. No matter what I have
Number
units
one
on,
hater.
she's like rooting for the other
Number
side.
one hater.
I
Even
mean,
when she doesn't like make it apparent, like deep down, she's like
rooting
I-
against.
I
no,
want them to
let's
fucking lose.
clear it up. What you're talking about is TCU games. Yes, I'm an all-time
Nah,
TCU
we could be
hater.
at the goddamn Rangers game.
Whoa.
I'd have units on
We
the
were.
Rangers.
How about the high fives when Shohei struck out? Huh?
We could be at fucking lacrosse.
No.
She's rooting against the boys.
Nah, he's making stuff up now. I get it, you're
All-
hurt, but there's no way little Dion wasn't beating the frogs, right?
All I know is LC turns to me and she's like, I hate TC. I was like, nah, it's too bad. And I was like, why? She's like, well, truth be told, I almost went here.
Oh yeah, I thought I
What?
wanted to go there for a sliver of time,
I didn't
sliver of
know
time.
that.
Which is, I was like, damn, like,
But make it clear, like I never disliked TCU because well they just were never really relevant. And then 2, I only started liking them or disliking them because you and Dave, they're all-time Texas haters. We can flip it right back. Who are you
I'm
going
just
for this
saying,
weekend, Trent?
We're going to Bama, and I'm nuking Bama.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I really don't want to.
I had to have a sit down conversation with Lauren about this. I was like, yo, like I can't do this whole year if we're like not on the same side, like at least 3
No, I
teams.
like it.
Because I
honestly.
can't do it. I
like
literally
it.
cannot do it.
Hey, Colorado Moneyline Live.
That was huge.
Oh yeah, nice
I did
CLV
do
at plus
that.
140. Sure.
Did
Could
it
have
hit?
CLV?
had that at plus 900 if you had
And
the
you
balls.
were drowning in piss on like a
I
minus
had the balls.
200.
At least I got in and out. Picked my spots. I shit out a gob. It was air, by the way.
No, my favorite thing with Mikey at the game was he was wearing like a TCU polo and he locked in a Colorado Live money line
Yeah,
flipped
what,
on the
dude?
Colorado
I was
shirt.
like, yo, Camus, give me that shirt. And then TJ started marching. I was like, yo, Camus, take the shirt back. And
I
then
had-
he put it on and he like tied it over his neck. And then Colorado, like big 4th down stop, punt, march. And he was like, it was always giving the shirt back.
I had TCU first quarter, TCU first half,
Yeah.
Dude, what?
TCU full game, TCU alt
Why
line
do you do
spread
that?
full game,
Dude.
TCU over. That hit.
If you're going to bet all those things, like the variations of TCU, money line, TCU, like, just place one bet on the spread.
Because then you go all in and you're Jeff afterwards.
That's not, but you could just put all that money on one bet. Like, same amount of money, you
But
probably
my
make.
max bet's only 500.
Well, there you go. That's why.
Dude, it's so sick. Like last night, Florida State, I did this. Florida State plus 2.5. Florida State money line. Florida State minus 2.5.
Minus
Nuked
2.5 was so sharp.
Nuked them. I did the same with the Dodgers too. Plus 1.5 money line. Reverse run.
How much did you finish up this week? I need to know. And I want the people to hear.
Well, I was down 2K last week.
Uh-huh.
So rolling that over into this week when I was up 7.5, ended up losing went to about 5.7. So take away 2 of that. Yeah. So we take that. We take that.
You take that all day. You kidding
Definitely
me?
not the payout I was hoping for.
Oh my God.
Considering I had
This motherfucker is complaining about 3.5 racks. Give or take 200. I can't.
I'm going to be paying him.
but
Yeah, I was about to
LSU
say, you're paying your bookie this week. Like,
Oh, I'm paying him. It's because I got too cute in the early week football. There was no reason to bet the
So-
entire
Thing
board,
is-
and we got Louisville
You
and
knew it was
fucking
Florida
Central
State.
Michigan.
You knew it was Florida State, Mikey. From what I heard, you knew it was Florida State.
No, I mean
Louisville.
that was an all-time bad.
Oh, Louisville was like, holy shit. Yeah, that
But
was
once I looked at it, I was like, fuck.
Who'd they play?
Why was it
Georgia
not
Tech.
Georgia Tech?
yeah.
At home, I hate fading home teams.
But
I
here's
hate
what
it.
we're gonna do now.
I hate it.
When I looked, it was like, okay, everyone's bringing in transfers, whatever it is. Georgia Tech brought in the Texas A&M quarterback, who, if you looked at it statistically, every time he took the field for Texas A&M, he played a top 10 team in the SEC because he was in and out of the rotation. Every time he played, it was a top 10 team in the SEC. So that's Georgia, that's Bama, that's all those teams he had to play. They then brought in a 3-year starter from Georgia at wide receiver and an Alabama 4-star at wide receiver. Like, when were they not going to cover against Louisville?
Dude, can we not fade home teams anymore?
Florida
Except
State.
for TCU.
Let's talk about it, bro. Because LSU, Mikey literally was about to take classes at LSU to be a full-time fan, and they just lost week 1.
Which is, like, now realizing Florida State has LSU's number. Like, Brian Kelly, last year, they didn't win. They lost by 1 point last year. This year, they got absolutely blown out. If you're an LSU fan right now, I could not be more
You're in piss.
angry at the way Brian Kelly got out-coached that game and coached that game. You leave 9 points on the board in the first half because you're trying to get cute and go for 4th and shorts when the play calling on these 4th and shorts were fucking atrocious. They got blown up every single time. Every single time they did a 4th and short, they lost yards. You then go into halftime adjustments, you come out, and you get out-coached to the point where you don't score a touchdown till literally 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That's like out-coaching to a level where you should be embarrassed if you're LSU when you're coming in as a preseason favorite to go to the national championship, a preseason somewhat favorite to win the SEC. Like, if you're an LSU fan, the alarms aren't ringing, but my God, what an awful
wake-up call.
debut.
Good wake-up call. But yeah,
Good
they
wake-up
did
call.
not look good.
No,
And-
FSU was converting every fourth down.
Yeah.
Every fourth down.
They looked godly.
And it was Jordan Travis getting off platform, and I don't know if you guys realize this too, but every time it was, oh my God, we're about to get to Jordan, there was a Florida State wide receiver open for 15 yards with no one around him. It was either Johnny Wilson, and you watch the route, like they're good routes. Like, I think Johnny Wilson's probably a top 5 wide receiver in the country, but under no circumstance, if you're in 4th down and the play gets blown up and you finally get pressure to him, should there be a wide receiver open for more than like 4 yards?
Especially at DBU, supposedly.
Like,
That's
you gotta
DBU.
have glue. You
Yeah.
have to have glue. But I mean, I said it to you in the morning. I was like, if you're betting, I would bet Florida State. Like, I was like, I'm gonna take LSU because I have to take LSU. But if you're betting, I think it's Florida State because the line was moving like really oddly. And I don't know. I just think I think this Florida State team is for real, and I might have been a little bit too high on LSU.
So,
And I don't mind saying that.
fun little fact for you guys. Scrolling through TikTok before college football season started. I didn't see a lot of these types of videos, but college football futures, who do you think's going to win it all? The biggest thing I saw going through my TikTok, sharp money on LSU to win the entire thing. To win the whole shebang, it was like plus 2,000, I think, for
I was
LSU. Oh, sharp. Mikey Overs now turned sharp, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, no, like sharps and piss week 1 for sure. I don't know, as a bettor, someone who bets college football casually, I did great. And I mean, I am such a fucking square when it comes to betting college football because I'm like, oh, Penn State should beat WVU by 20.5, right? Like, they're new quarterback. It wasn't free though.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was the last play of the game.
It's free as fuck.
But like sharps were like, I had sharps in my DMs, like, dude, like, because everybody by now on my Twitter timeline knows I'm a fucking massive diehard Penn State guy, and I had people in my DMs, sharps, like, I'm gonna like hunt Penn State's James Franklin down and like find him, and like I'm like, whoa, dude, whoa, and people were like, well, why was Penn State rushing that? Do you guys have any opinions on why do you think Penn State ran that
Play to the
ball?
final whistle.
Part of it.
Yeah.
I have a different take, but
What?
dude, college football committee looking, they look at like final scores too when they're going through and like placing these teams in the playoffs. It's kind of a big deal if you beat West Virginia by 3 touchdowns or 2.
No, for sure.
It makes a
I think
difference.
you play to the final whistle, and
Yeah.
that means if you're on the 1 and you can get points, and the committee looks back at week 1 and goes, well, I mean, they did beat the dog piss out of West Virginia. The last thing they're going to remember is that it was a last-second rushing touchdown.
Where were they when they rushed that in?
It was like the 4.
Okay, then I feel like that's just like what else are they gonna do? Just
Well,
kneel?
a
wanna
lot of people
cover,
were like,
dude.
just kneel.
Yeah.
Coaches know the spreads. Like, let's be
No,
real.
they
yeah,
don't.
they do.
I
dude.
talked to Dave.
And Coach P fucking knows the spreads. The coaches know the spreads, dude. It's 2023.
Dave said the players don't know the spreads though.
That shit's on ESPN on the bottom of the TV, bro. You
They
don't
know
think
the
they
spread.
see that
No,
shit?
you know Dion was like 20.5-point underdog, huh?
Yeah.
Dude,
No,
I
they see that
that's
shit.
what my main thing to Dave was. I was like, if I was a player, I'm like, if I'm Colorado and I'm a 21-point underdog coming into TCU, like, I'm
Yeah.
fired up. Dave's like, they don't know that shit.
Yeah,
They don't know the
Yeah,
spreads.
they do.
Oh, they know the spreads.
And he
Especially
was
when it's
mad
like
at me.
that, for sure.
I have a sneak confession to make.
Oh no.
Oh no, not on the pod.
At the TCU game, when we were down 2 touchdowns,
You live from money line.
I sneak nuked some plays that are going to start, at like 2 or 3 o'clock. Nuked Baylor minus 27.5.
What was this? I actually didn't even
They lost
outright.
27.5
Little
favorite.
Texas State, baby. The boys in
Texas.
San Marcos.
That's a real school.
Texas, it's the
Oh, yeah,
biggest
dude.
upset since, I forget the last one. Fuck.
I can't. I need to see
Um,
that slip.
But I had,
I need
yeah.
to see that slip.
I will show it to you, dude. It's bad. I literally couldn't believe it. I was hammered after the game. Took a huge nap, woke up, checked the score, was just like, oh my god.
See, I don't blame you because like Texas State in previous years has been like pretty bad, but like they do have a new coach and got like 31 new transfers.
Do you
They're
know
gonna
who
be
their
good.
quarterback is?
I don't know off the top of my head.
LSU reject, turned Auburn reject,
Oh wow.
TJ Finley.
TJ Finley, okay.
Yeah, he was a starter at both schools for like
I
a
didn't
moment
watch
of
the
time.
game or
Mm-hmm.
see any highlights, but
Yeah,
what the
they-
fuck happened?
So this kind of brings me to the age-old question. Would you rather Baylor win that game by 27, 26, 25, or have them lose outright for your bet?
Just lose.
Lose outright, right?
Yeah.
Really?
I'd rather be short. I'd rather be
would.
wrong short than wrong long.
Because you could be like this one play where we should have had it.
Yeah.
Like, you can excuse
It's
it.
hard to be like, or it's easier to go
Should have had it.
if they just convert that 4th down or
Yeah.
they just kick a field goal there, like we cover, you charge that to the game. When they lose outright, you look like
Yeah,
you
but
don't have a
the
brain
pain you
Yeah.
go through looking at that play that they like, I should have just kicked it. Like, I don't know, man. Why don't they just kick that? But it's like, I don't even have to watch the game. Thank fuck. Because that was just a bad bet and we move on to the next. But Trent, he wakes up, they just need a field goal to cover, and they're kneeing the ball. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that would be
Dude,
way
imagine-
worse.
Imagine having Michigan. I think it was minus 29.5. I forget who they were playing, but the other team didn't score a single point the entire game, and Michigan was up 30. Last drive of the game, they kick a field goal and it's 30.
Shut up.
See, that's
No.
I think Michigan was 36.5 though, so I don't even think if it was 33, they were never even close to covering.
Oh really?
Yeah, that was like one of the bigger spreads of the
I
weekend.
don't know. I saw some video and saw that.
Probably
beat.
live. Probably took it live or
Yeah.
something.
Probably.
Did you guys know that only one conference went undefeated this weekend? And it was like for the first time since I think it was like 20 something. But there was only one conference where every single team won.
Pac-12?
Pac-12. That's
and
what I was
it
gonna
the
say.
Pac-12.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Look at me knowing
Yeah, I was about to
ball.
say
the
Oregon State
final
for sure
year.
won. Obviously Colorado.
UCLA.
In the
Yeah,
final year of the
UCLA.
Pac-12, they go undefeated. Week
Wow.
1. And they played some like okay competition. Like UCLA had to go out and beat Coastal Carolina.
Watch out for the Pac, man.
But I mean, week 1 of college football was insane. You had teams like Baylor and Texas Tech losing outright.
Yeah, let me just say, as a Texas fan, couldn't be happier with how the Big 12 played this year or this last weekend. You had TCU lose outright, Texas Tech lose outright to Wyoming, and then of course
lose
Baylor
outright.
losing to Texas State. I
But
was
were
like,
any of those teams
And West
actually
Virginia.
comp for you guys?
Texas Tech? Yeah, they're the second favorite to win the Big 12 or third
Were
favorite.
they?
I'll
Yeah,
tell
they
you
were
what.
super high.
I'll
Oh,
tell you
you-
what, though, Boomer Sooners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
coming.
the Sooners look phenomenal.
coming.
Dropped 73 on them after they
To
played.
0.
Yeah.
No, they shut 'em
73 to
out.
0.
Oh,
shut 'em
Arkansas
out?
State, that's who it was. And they're dog water, but damn.
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel saucing it.
The Hornets are gonna get mollywopped by the Sooners.
Because you know who looked good too?
Bama.
Jalen Milrow looked phenomenal.
How'd the
Phenomenal.
Longhorns do?
They
didn't
look
cover.
good.
They didn't cover.
They
against
didn't cover,
Rice.
but like that's not really. They were like running the whole game.
What was the spread?
Huh?
What's the spread?
35. That's kind of expected,
And
though.
how much they win by?
I said that though. I told you we weren't going to cover that
Oh,
game.
yeah.
You know, I said that. That's
I-
not. That's not the goal.
There was a
We're
couple
waiting
throws,
for
though.
Alabama.
Quinn didn't look great.
He didn't look
He didn't
bad,
look
though.
phenomenal. He didn't look bad. But you did say that all week. You're like, there's no way we.
Yeah,
cover against
that's not
Rutgers,
our thing.
man.
Every week one, we usually don't. That's just not our thing.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I think I chalked our college go well,
No, he's fine.
but
That's good. Let's talk about it.
Trayvon Henderson.
Oh yeah, so the college
yeah.
go well right now. We have Johnny Wilson receiving yards. We have Drew Aller passing touchdowns. Travion Henderson rushing touchdowns. Malachi Corley receiving yards, and Carson Steele
Good memory.
rushing yards. Everyone's kind of at the table. Carson Steele had 76 yards. Johnny had 103. Malachi Corley got hurt, but it's just a rib injury, so I think he'll be back. Drew threw for 3. Travion didn't get a touchdown, which is a little bit concerning, but it looks like from the depth chart, I didn't get to watch that game, but from the depth chart, it looks like they're using 3 running backs, and it was like a close game, so that's a little bit. He had the most touches. He had 12. I think the next guy had 8 and then 7, and one guy had 2 touchdowns, so that makes me think if you're just looking at the depth chart that they have like a Jamal Williams red zone guy,
Yeah.
and it might not be our guy.
It could be that, but then again, you have to remember week 1. A lot of those teams are just like getting people touches. Like Texas was doing the same thing.
Against
It was a
Bozos,
Big
too.
Ten matchup, though.
That is
It was
true.
against
That is true.
Indiana.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
That's like
yeah.
that's a conference game.
And they were
which is
never
Who did they
winning
play again?
comfortably.
Indiana.
Indiana. That's right.
They
Okay,
were never
yeah.
winning comfortably in that game until like the fourth quarter when
Right.
they had like a
No.
3-possession lead max.
Mhm.
But we're at tape.
Yeah.
I think we're at tape 10 for an Ohio State because you know they're gonna play some dog shit teams where Travion's gonna have to like bust a couple open. So I think we're at the table right now. I don't hate it. I think we picked the right guys. Malachi Corley is just gonna have to have a game where he gets like 200 yards
He will.
Yep.
a couple times.
He will.
But that kind of bleeds into my next question. I called in my buddy in New Jersey to place me a future. And it might be a far too early Heisman candidate. And it was right after the game. I don't remember the odds. I can check my text after we're done filming. But I've officially locked in a ticket for Travis Hunter Heisman.
100%.
He played 129 snaps. He had 103 receiving yards. He had a touchdown and an interception.
What odds did you get that at?
I don't know. I have to check. When my buddy texted me, I said, "Can you find me Travis Hunter Heisman odds?" And he put like $50
Yeah,
on,
he's like the 5th favorite now.
on FanDuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But if he does that he doesn't even have to do it all year.
Yeah.
If he does
know.
that 4 more times,
It's like breaking records like it's nothing.
he is literally the best player in college football. I don't even think it's close.
Did
Yeah,
he?
I saw the. So, I'm sorry.
No, you're
The
good.
last time a receiver or a player like that had over 100 receiving yards and an interception was back in 2002. So I'm thinking, like, again, like you said, if he keeps doing that, I don't really care what Caleb Williams does. Like, that's nuts.
And it shouldn't matter. I feel like if the player is doing that on that side of the ball, like whatever a quarterback is doing has to be mitigated by the fact that he's doing it on both sides.
Yeah.
And if you watch that TCU game, I think Dave pointed it out too. He's switching to the best wide receiver every single
Yeah,
time.
that's
the minute a
crazy.
TCU wide receiver got hot,
Yeah.
he was swapping with the guy that was on him. And then that kid would be shut down on that
insane.
drive. Like that's insane. And then going on offense and burning the top corner
Yeah.
on TCU.
I mean, we're literally looking at Shohei of college football.
Like
Shohei of college football.
insane.
So
And you had
fair.
to put him week 1.
Didn't Jabril Peppers used to play both sides of the ball?
But not 129 snaps.
Yeah, not every snap. Mm-hmm.
He played almost every defensive snap, and I think he played 50% of the offensive snaps.
What was your wide
But
receiver?
that's insane.
Jabril Peppers? Did he play wide receiver?
Jabril Peppers was wide receiver, and then I think he was either safety or D-back for Michigan.
That's insane. Him being a wide receiver.
Nuts.
Nuts. I can't even imagine.
Think about like the advantage. He like knows their moves. Like he knows what they're about to do. He's
Yeah.
like, I do this shit too.
But it's also, you got to think about how hard it has to be prepping for a
Tired.
game like that as him, bro. He's got to know every defensive call, every defensive switch, and then he's got to know every offensive call, every offensive switch. Like, that's insane.
And you're playing literally like you get an interception, you line up for the next snap.
Yeah, dude.
That is insanity to me,
You don't
bro.
even get
Like,
off the
Think about
They
how
don't
much
even get off
film he
field.
has to watch too. Like just the prep he goes through. He's going in the offensive meetings and defensive meetings.
Probably
Like,
doesn't
that's
have to go to any
crazy.
of those meetings because he's just so good.
Like, we trust you.
He
You
probably
got
just
it.
has personal meetings with Dion.
And then I was just like surprised. I was like, after the game, it showed him like dancing. I'm like, he's still ready to go. And like the interview asked him like, "Are you tired?" And he was like, "No, I'm ready to go again." I was like, God damn.
It's an
Like,
athlete. It's an athlete.
I need an
I
IV.
In like 100-degree
need-
weather too. Like holy crap.
It's an
Dude, I
athlete.
got
Look at
sun
that.
poisoning. I ended up throwing up when we got back to the house because I got such bad sunburn. And this kid played both ways in a Power 5 game.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I think I told you, Mikey, I was like, I feel like a bitch right now complaining about how hot it is, and Travis Hunter's over here playing both sides of the ball. It's crazy.
I took my shirt off because it was so hot. And he's got pads on and an arm sleeve and socks up to his knees. And I was like, dude, I can't keep this polo on anymore. It's fucking too hot out. Like, could you imagine?
It's wild.
Fuck that, but that's it.
I'd love to know what odds you got that at. Though.
Yeah, I know. I need to check my.
Yeah,
I need to
slip,
check
man.
the text.
Slip check, slip
No,
police.
I'll post a slip after the episode.
Need that slip.
But speaking of guys that are gonna do it both ways,
What?
Oh, no, what's up?
Oh my god.
I know you prepare. We have a Thursday night football game where Pat Mahomes is gonna start the season off against Jared Goff, which we have in our season-long entry, thanks to Chael God 7. Jared Goff
First, I'm betting I will have units on Jared Goff first tutty. So it needs to be a rushing touchdown.
Okay.
It'll
You'd
be plus
the best.
5,000.
That'd be the best bet of all time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
It
do
would.
you have another square for us?
In the Sunday night football game?
Or you have
In a meme square.
A meme square. All right, well, let me give you my Sunday night football square. Because they're going to put Jared Goff up for half a rushing yard.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. He's 3.5 rushing yards, actually. Jared Goff's up for 3.5 rushing yards. We're taking it. We have to. Just as a pod, I would love for us to all get behind him. Week 1 at least. We don't have to do it any other week. But for week 1, we should take Jared Goff more than 3.5 rushing yards. As a pod.
Okay.
I think we can all.
I
Can
give
we?
you that.
Can we?
I give
Can
you
we
that.
get? Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I
in,
give you
Mikey.
Yeah.
Trent, I love you guys. But yeah, no, I'll get to it here in a sec. But in the meantime, what do you guys think about Penn State? Because I would love to talk about this from my perspective. It's really nice to see a quarterback who can throw on the run. I feel like we haven't had that at Penn State for a while. I mean, Sean Clifford definitely can't do it. He just fucking sat in the pocket and got sacked. But no, it was like the first touchdown drew through. Like it was a really, really nice, elusive play, and then kind of broken down play, 40-yard bomb.
Mm-hmm. Little dot.
What did you guys think of Penn State? Like, I'd love to hear some ball knowers takes.
Must be
Yeah,
nice.
that's-
Still give a fuck about your team.
Dude, I totally hate. I feel
Fine,
so
Trent.
bad for you. Like, then again, TCU fucking sucks. So like,
Dude, I don't feel bad
Big
at all.
12
This is
wise,
like-
you're so fine. Like you're so fine.
What do you
A
mean?
lot of teams lost in the Big 12. You're chilling.
I couldn't feel less worse.
Y'all weren't gonna be in it anyways.
You're like the Rams. You got your Super Bowl. You got to go to the Natty. You got to have a dream season. Now you have a down year. That's what
Bro,
happens.
you're not wrong.
Literally the Rams.
But that's what happens to teams that aren't Alabama. You don't reload. You're not like a team where kids are like, oh, that'll happen again. You happen to put together a roster when people look back that TCU probably never had any business having a roster that deep and that good at every position.
I knew it was Rabs when that Hypnotoad came on. I was like, you gotta leave that last year, man. Leave that in last year.
Dude, yeah.
2022.
But no, I mean, Penn State, like, I picked them to win the Big Ten. They're like my dark horse to win the Big Ten. I think Dryler looked phenomenal.
Yeah, I did too. I think you're feeling very good right now as a Penn State fan.
feeling great.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'd love to see your guys' reaction to this because it's kind of memey, but it's got a chance to hit. And I talked to Josh a little bit about it, actually, this square. And Josh seemed to like the other side of it, I think. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. So my square number 3. So far, I have Jared Goff, more than half a rushing touchdown. I have Daniel Carlson, more than 5.5 field goals, 50-plus made. Daniel Jones, more than half 100-plus yard rushing game. I love
That's
it.
interesting.
He always has 1 week where he has like a 50-yard rush, and he rushes a decent amount.
Yeah.
But he always has. It is a lot,
But why would it be
100-yard game.
up? That's interesting.
But he always has that 1 week, that one play where he'll bust up like a 60-yard rushing touchdown, broken play, run like a bootleg or something to him.
Remember that one rush you had?
Against the Eagles where he tripped over his own feet.
That's gonna happen.
It's exactly. I want that clip playing right now at the bottom. But I love it. What are your guys' thoughts on it?
I like it. It's very memey.
Very memey. Is it too memey?
It might be too memey. I don't know, but it could, that could be.
I like it though.
I mean, the only thing is Saquon's back in a 1 year, so he's probably gonna want to get his shit going. But I don't know.
Daniel Jones does not.
What?
100
yards is fucking.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Like that's not like 2 quarterback rushes. That's like.
No, I know.
Designed.
That's Justin Fields.
You know what it reminds me of? Patrick Corbin over 10 strikeouts.
No,
Yeah,
dude,
it
don't
does.
compare that fucking
Wait, you
cake.
said this is just one? It's half.
You just need
game?
one game for a 100-yard rush.
It's actually exactly Patrick Corbin.
It's
Yeah, oh my
No,
gosh, it could
dude,
be.
don't do this
It
shit
could
to
be.
me, guys.
It could be.
All right,
You're just
well,
gonna be waiting and waiting.
let me
and waiting.
compare. Let me give you a comparison
gonna have
square.
95.
Comparison square.
Oh, that's
Lamar Jackson's up for 1.5 of these games.
Because that's a lot of fucking yards, and he's the #1 quarterback, like, rusher.
Daniel Jones doesn't have a lot to offer in the passing game. I'm gonna be fucking for real with you guys. He's gotta be.
You gotta use the legs.
He's gotta be useful somewhere else on the field as the
Yeah.
quarterback. Put his body on the line.
Well,
Be that
I
fucking
can see like an
weirdo.
option read to Saquon
Pull up-
pulls it.
He always does that.
For what,
Oh.
90 yards?
Pull
I
up
will
the schedule. Pull up the schedule and tell me which game he's doing it.
I
Oh
will.
yeah.
I'm not gonna crabs you and give you like, oh, he's gonna do it against the Mariners.
Just like if you had to pick one.
Okay,
Like
okay.
for funsies.
Giants NFL
Crazy
schedule.
shit.
For funsies.
Giants NFL
Which
schedule.
game is he gonna rush for 100 yards?
I don't.
Does he play the Texans or?
Relax, dude. He plays the Cardinals week 2.
That could be it. I'm not gonna lie to you. That could be it.
Wow.
He plays the Cardinals
But again,
literally
this is my
week 2.
thing. When I said Saquon Barkley, when they're playing the Cardinals and they re-sign Saquon and he wants to stay in New York forever,
No, I feel
you
you.
don't think they're gonna go, okay, Saquon,
Grub.
pound the
Bust.
rock?
Like 200, like what's it called, scrimmage yards.
There's no point in like a game like that. At least I would think where Daniel Jones, they're going like options and being like, oh, all right, Daniel, go get hurt. You know what I mean?
No, I mean
That's
they don't
another
want him to get hurt, but also at the same time, you need to make yourself useful, Daniel. You need to.
I agree.
And
I'm just afraid we're gonna get to week 13. Still hasn't happened yet, and you're just gonna be on your knees every Sunday for a
What
fucking
do you
Giants
mean by
game.
that?
I already know this might be the last one I'm sweating out because I'm gonna do a 5-man flex, obviously. But he's either gonna get it against the Cardinals or he's gonna get it against the Raiders, and I think he's gonna get it against the Raiders. I really do.
You're just so low on your Raiders.
No,
this
we
year.
just have never had a
Insane.
good rush defense. Like, I mean, we've never had a good defense. Let me just round it off.
Did you have the Raiders beating?
The Giants,
I
I
don't
believe we always find a way to beat them,
Okay.
but it's always a close
So he's
game.
gonna have to make plays.
Exactly, it's gonna be a close
Come
game
100
Come
yards
on.
worth of play.
on. 100 yards
on the ground.
with the legs.
Dude,
He doesn't
guys,
even throw for 100.
you know he busts those like broken ass plays down. He
No,
he
he
will do
does.
it. He will
He
do
does.
it.
He runs.
A meme
I
square.
like. You gotta put it in there.
I'm gonna put it in
Yeah, I
there.
like it.
A meme square that I liked, I think we talked about it a lot, but I actually wanted to get everyone's opinion on it as well. I literally just thought about it while you were talking about that. And now thinking about like the roster changes. Like, is Mac Jones not going to rush one in?
I like that
There's
one.
no pressure behind him now. Bailey Zappi and Malik Cunningham are both on the practice squad. I heard they're going to re-sign Bailey Zappi to the
Zappi's ringing.
52-man roster, 53. But, like, is Mac Jones another, like, Jared Goff guy where he gets, like, a rushing touchdown?
I like Mac a lot too because he's a dog. Like he does play like a dog.
If he plays the full season, I think he gets that. But if he doesn't, I think you might be week 7 moose piss.
you might get a dive over the O line.
That one's been sitting on the board since it dropped. Just
Yeah.
sitting there.
Is that a bad thing?
He's rushing one in.
I can't remember.
I like that one.
Did Mac Jones ever get benched for Zap?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
And then Zappi threw for like 150 yards, and they were like, "All right, Zappi we might have to split touches."
He never got benched.
He was
They just
hurt,
He
right?
got hurt, and then
Okay.
they were like, kind of like hesitant to like put him back in the game because Zappi was playing.
No, but then the next game they went like
Mm.
half and half.
Yeah, they played against the Bears, and then they both kind of played like shit. Zappi had like 2 good throws, and then
Yeah.
they gave it back.
Because I know the fans were wanting Zappy. They loved him.
Yeah, I like him
Mhm.
better than Mac too. I don't think Mac's that guy.
I don't know. Speaking of that guy, can we talk about this Thursday night football game?
Absolutely.
Pat Mahomes is minus 6.5 to the Lions.
That is the
Interesting.
most trappy line
Yeah.
on week 1, game 1 of NFL I've ever
Super
seen in
Bowl
my
win.
entire life.
Okay, but like break that down for me because the Chiefs never cover spreads. The
Mhm.
Lions are, I think,
Divisional win or
a team that
favorites.
people are looking to make a huge step forward this year.
Mhm.
I really want to bet the Lions, but Shelly was like, "This is where you take the Chiefs."
No, I'm nuking the Lions.
Oh my god. I'm nuking the Chiefs. Are you serious?
Yeah.
You don't think Mahomes is going to come out week 1 and just fucking put the dick on them?
They don't cover him.
Who's at home, by the way? The Chiefs, right? Dude, Arrowhead on Thursday night. Yeah, I'd love to see Jared Goff under pressure.
Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra, yeah.
I need at least 6.
Yeah, I'm
But are you
fucking.
betting the
so-
Lions
Amon-Ra.
because you need Amon-Ra?
Yes.
No, I
Yes.
actually like this is a known thing. They don't bet. They don't cover spreads.
I know they never cover
They
spreads.
win games. They're gonna win games. They're gonna win a lot of games, but they're not gonna cover every game. And especially on prime time, they never cover spreads.
So I don't think I literally was, and you can like attest to this. I was 0 for 11 on primetime games.
Yeah,
last
you
year,
were really rough.
where I would go with my gut.
Oh, for 11.
My gut screaming Chiefs minus 6.5. So I don't know if this year I start fading myself or this year I made some progress. But if you wanted my gut check after being like 0 and 11 on prime times, that includes like the Seahawks +5 when they lost by 1,000.
So on Tuesday episode of the pod, we are going to be picking our Thursday night, and then on Thursday night or Thursday episode of the pod, we're going to be picking our Sunday night winners. So Thursday night, do you guys want to do spread, or do you guys want to just do who the winner of the game?
Spread.
No spread.
Chiefs minus 6.5 for me. Book it.
I'm nuking the Lions
Plus 6.5.
What are you
plus
gonna
6.5 and money line.
I mean, it's just hard because, like, there's one game I'm worried about this week. You don't know exactly what it is. But if I had to pick, I would ride with the Lions. Plus 6.5.
Ooh, I just want to take the over. I feel like that's a game that goes over.
Nope, can't do
Right?
that. Can't do that. Would love to give you
Take
that.
the under.
But full transparency,
Fears Island.
I won't be touching that game. Full transparency.
No, I
Yeah.
you know, you
Unless the
have
puppy
to
swears.
gun to head. You have to.
Yeah, Lions.
Lawrence POD on Prize Picks.
Jameer Gibbs receiving yards. Don't even fucking try me, bro. It doesn't even. David Montgomery receiving yards. I just someone who's in the backfield.
I do
receiving
love
yards.
my running back receiving yards. I do
Pacheco
like that.
receiving
Yeah.
yards. Pacheco receptions with Jameer Gibbs receiving yards. I can craft your PP square for it.
And Jared Goff rush yards.
That
Oh,
actually sounds
hell
pretty
yeah,
sweet.
baby.
Yeah.
Chiefs
And
minus
some
6.5. fuck it.
fucking Gibson over 2.5 live Ks in the Orioles game.
Let's not forget also with that Jared Goff more than 3.5 rushing yards. This isn't college, so a sack isn't negative rushing yards.
Yeah.
A kneel though
Mhm.
is negative rushing yards. So if you think
Good looks.
the Lions are gonna win, you might not like that Goff because you could see him taking a couple knees. At
Taking
the
it
end
down
of
on
that
the
football
knee.
game.
Chiefs plus 6.5, and we're gonna live stream it.
You mean minus 6.5?
I'm minus 6.5. I'll be on the other side.
Let's
Wow.
go.
Chiefs minus 6.5. In Arrowhead.
I will be
Thursday
You know
in.
how many
night.
fucking times I've said that?
I know.
So many times.
I know, dude.
So
But
many times.
just once.
But
You
then,
gotta
do
come
you know how
to-
many?
Do
Do
you
you
think
know
there's gonna be a Super Bowl
I just know
hangover?
Thursday's gonna come. You're gonna come out of
Yeah.
your room with that Kelsey jersey.
Nah, I'm wearing the Kelsey jersey.
I'm gonna come out of that room with that stupid
Lions fucking puffer jacket.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The Lions hat.
Trent, last time you wore that Lions puffer jacket, they were 0-14.
But
They did win that
most
game.
electric game ever.
Mm.
Punt-
Get- Who caught that touchdown?
Was it Amon-Ra?
That's so full circle. A full circle
I
moment.
know.
The goat whale makes so much more sense.
Fuck, dude. I
Goff to
know.
Amon-Ra.
No, I'm gonna do it. Chiefs minus 6.5, and I'm gonna start my prime time
Oh man.
this year 1-0.
The Chiefs are probably gonna win 27-24.
Mm.
Dude acts like he didn't sit here and give out L's on primetime for a living last year.
I did that.
That's how you know who I am.
That's what I did.
Well, so
I
one
know.
of you is gonna start the year off hot. I'll tell you what.
Dude, I don't think I didn't see one primetime game go through the basket last year.
Yeah, I remember bitching on the pod with you.
Literally, I don't think I saw one.
No.
I faded the Colts. Remember they covered.
Remember I was sharp? I'm like, dude, why is the spread looking like that? It's just
Oh yeah, I do
the,
remember
the
that one.
writing's on the walls.
There was a period of time where I had to sit down for every primetime night sweats with him, and he was on the right side every single time.
because it's just like you know how this Lions Chiefs game, it's gonna be so not actually scripted, but there's times where you actually think this.
Thanks for clarifying.
Not actually scripted,
I don't
but
actually believe games are scripted.
slightly fixed.
But sometimes they do feel like they're scripted,
Mm-hmm.
especially Thursday night games, because everyone's watching them, and it's like, how is every play coming down to the spread? Like, I feel like it's always hovering around that number, whether it's 14.5, 2.5.
Especially in NFL, yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Doesn't matter what the
Good
spread
point.
is. It's like every fucking game comes down to the wire with the spread.
Yeah.
And it always ends on some bullshit fluke field goal. Every time.
Fair.
Every time.
Lions plus 6.5.
Are you serious? I'm the only one going to be on
No,
Chiefs.
you
All right,
flip-
fine. Chiefs minus 6.
No, you're good. Dude, don't
No,
do
Chiefs,
that.
No, Chiefs.
And then you're like, I knew Chelly trying to fuck me up on the pod. Get me route. No, dude, take what
No,
you
Chiefs,
want.
Chiefs,
Just stop
Chiefs.
flipping.
No, Chiefs.
All right, but no bitching at me.
No, I'm not. I'm not Chiefs.
You're going to fucking bitch.
You're gonna bitch at me. That's why I'm trying to save you. Because if I'm on it, you're gonna be like, dude, fucking, I knew.
Like,
Mike
I am
should've
going to
been
be
on
sitting
with me.
next to you on the couch in a Kelsey jersey. Are you comfortable with that on Thursday?
Yeah, that's fine.
All
I
right.
love how
I
you're treating the first half unders in football like it's college basketball.
And they're smacking. Hey, Clemson Duke, first half under night, 28.5, play of the day.
POD.
Well,
It's
the
a
pod's gonna drop before that.
I know, but if you guys are watching this, comment Chelly's a genius if you made it this far.
I saw one coach complaining about it. I do think they should reverse this rule. I know they never will. But there was, I think it was the UNC coach. They only had 4 drives
Yeah.
in the first half. That's
Yeah.
kind of unacceptable for a college game.
4 drives
Mm-hmm.
because of the clock.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I'm telling you, like I tried to tell people last year. I know you'll never get behind it, but the college football unders, they smack. People just don't want to take them. I get it, but like, it's the trenches, baby. It's
You
college
coulda
kids. It's the
lost.
trenches,
If
baby.
you took every under in the primetime games, you only would have hit one. UNC, USC.
Yeah,
TC
see, but you got to know
Colorado
which ones to
over.
take. You got to know which ones to take. It's the mid-major boys that can't complete 20-yard passes.
Can't complete 20-yard passes.
Yeah, the under.
You got to know your spots.
What was I gonna say? There was a moment on Saturday where I was on the couch, or no, we were at the game and I was looking at the scores, and I actually don't think there's anything better than checking like the score app, and and it's never ending football.
Yeah, I know.
Dude.
I know.
It's like, where's this Oregon game?
Yeah,
You gotta
you're
scroll
through, like,
scrolling
a
fucking
million
Texas
games.
State.
But it leads me to my next thing. I did want to ask you guys really quickly. What is everyone's philosophy on live betting?
Depends
Because I
on the
did it
sport.
again last night. I took LSU live money line at the half and lost it.
You couldn't have made that bet confidently.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah. I was like, we left 9 points at the door. Like, Brian Kelly's going to come out. We're going to protect the ball more. Like, we're going to like be much smarter with collecting points and we need to collect points. And we came out and just got our dicks punched off. So, like, how do you guys approach live betting?
I personally never do it. Sorry.
If I'm watching the game and I feel like I have a confident read, for example, TCU Colorado, we were obviously at the game. The tempo they were playing at, you couldn't even blink before they were snapping the ball after the end of the last play. You knew that game was going over live. The first half under was a blessing. That should have never fucking hit. And I like knew that. I was like, some dude's DM me, he's like, you like the live full game? I was like, no shot, dude. Like, we're at the game. Take the live over or whatever it is. Like, they're bound to bust one open. Like, there was a couple flags that brought big plays back. Like, I feel like if you're watching the game and you're actually tapped in, you have a good read on the sport, like, you should be able to accurately predict what's going to happen next. Whether it's points or no points. Side's a little difficult depending on how the game's been going, but I think an over-under for the most part is usually pretty easy to tell based on the pace of the first half or whatever you're betting on. So
Yeah, I agreed with your approach this week because I was saying the same thing. Like week 1, these kids are like still trying to figure it out. A lot of teams have a lot of new kids. So first half under, take that because they're trying to figure it out.
And the clock.
Second half, just let them blow the top off, you know?
I think Chelly actually might be dialed in.
I swear to fuck, I am dialed. And also, I think it was either LSU coach or it was Chip Kelly for UCLA, but one of the two, was it Brian Kelly, who said, I hope the commercials are making, or I hope like big corporations are. It was UCLA. He's like, I hope they're making a lot of money for these commercials because goddamn, this first half, like we've ran 3 plays,
That was the game I was talking about. UCLA had 4 drives in the first half.
4 drives in the first half, and he's like, I hope the commercials are raking in some good money because damn, that first half went by quick.
What do the commercials have to do with it?
Because there's more ad time for stoppages, right? No, wait.
That would mean the games are long.
Yeah, wait. That would mean what the fuck was he on
No,
about?
so I think what,
I'm thinking about
no, I
it.
think what he meant was I think because the game was moving so quickly that like he's hoping that the commercials are having to pay more because you get more limited commercials in the first half.
Gotcha.
So he was like, I hope these commercials are fucking raking in money because I only got 4 drives in the first half or something like that. I don't know how he meant it, but that would probably make the most sense. He's saying the commercial companies would have to pay more because there's less ad spots,
Okay.
which is I think what people were complaining about a lot too, right?
Yeah.
100%.
And make no mistake, I had to sit there for Chelly's first half under bit and he got saved by a doinked field goal in Rutgers Northwestern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the difference between me being undefeated and me being fucked. Was a doink.
Redwoods are winning 9-2 right now. That's why I said I think you're fucking dialed.
No, it was Mikey's play. I just
That
tailed.
was me.
Oh shit,
Wow, you never give him credit.
dude! I was.
Can we fucking
He
talk about
fucking
this one
tweeted it
time?
out.
You
No,
don't
I
get- you
quote
don't.
I
It
quote
was a
tweeted
quote
Mike.
tweet
You
of
don't get
mine. Literally says I'm riding with Mikey over at the end of the tweet.
Sorry.
Trent's like, there's no way that came from
Uh,
Mike.
No, but that actually needs to be talked about.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm happy I'm not
Even
the
on the
only
stream,
one
he's
that
like,
realizes it.
Mikey.
So
The
does
first thing
that.
about the fantasy football, what are Mikey Over's odds? They're not even real odds. They're literally not even real odds, dude. And then when I have when I post a green gob, Trent's first thing is, dude, how's Mikey shit now, gob? God, dude, like what the fuck?
so we made it. Week one,
true.
Sunday. I know everyone's really excited. Fantasy startup, but something that me and my friends do a tradition is we do a 6-leg parlay, but we also do fat odds on it. No surgical 6. It just has to get to plus 1,000. No, like we go plus 10,000.
Okay.
And we always put like $5-10 on it. So $10 on this wins you $934. And I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on it. So let me pull it up.
What was that?
Well, Trent can't take me
I
seriously.
think he almost just threw up.
All right, here's the parlay. Tennessee Titans, money line.
Versus.
New Orleans Saints. Let me just go through it, and then we can dissect it. All right?
Well, you got to say who they're playing.
Yeah, you can't just be like Titans money line,
All right.
Redwoods money line.
Yeah.
Was that air? All right. Titans, money line versus New Orleans Saints. Eagles, money line versus New England Patriots. Chicago Bears, money line versus Green Bay Packers. Arizona Cardinals, money line versus the Washington Commanders.
Move on.
Cleveland Browns money line versus the Bengals, and Niners money line versus the Steelers. $10 wins you about 1,000 on that.
It doesn't sound terrible.
It doesn't sound terrible.
There's some games in there that aren't.
Dude, the
hitting.
Cardinals are starting Josh Dobbs.
Commanders are starting fucking I don't
Sam
even know.
Howell.
Yeah, that guy could be
And they beat
just
the
as good as Josh
fucking
Dobbs.
legacy Ravens.
Dude,
He's not wrong.
he's tapped into preseason now.
Yeah, but he did do it.
He beat them fair
That
and
is
square.
true.
I honestly think the Cardinals win 4 games this year, and I looked at their schedule, and this is one of them that they could easily win. The rest of the season, they're going to be plus 700.
I don't
Easily.
think the Titans beat the Saints either.
Derek Carr first start. I promise you, he's not going to come out slinging.
Is that in New Orleans?
Yes.
I feel like
Yeah.
the Steelers went too. That was the one.
Who are they
I
playing?
think. Who they playing?
Steelers play the Niners.
Yeah, the Niners.
I feel like
Steelers
Steelers week 1 in Hines, like they never get the job
The
done.
Niners
we'll
are
see.
always a team that chokes early though, and then they just
Yeah.
like win. They rattle off 9 straight wins.
I
like
don't know.
week 4 through 17.
McCaffrey seems pretty
No way, little
locked.
ham Pickett can't get it done, huh?
I actually just don't. I don't know. There's a lot of. I'm also taking like obviously Cardinals plus 265 to
Yeah.
beat the Commanders.
Mhm.
It's a long shot lay,
Yeah.
but this shit happens in the NFL. I mean, Trent couldn't hit a fucking surgical 6 until week like 13 last year, and he's
3 in a
taking.
row.
I thought you hit 2 in a row.
2 in 3 weeks, and then 1 right after.
That's
I
what
had
it was.
4 last year. We're going for 5.
You had 4 last year.
Oh yeah, you
Nah.
keep going up, don't you? Like
Yeah.
every year it's been
I thought
yeah.
you had
Three-
3.
I had 3 the first year,
The 4.
4 last year.
Yeah.
This is season 3.
17
You get the
game
battle
season.
The battle
Battle Pass is crazy.
Battle Pass season 3, third 6.
So obviously we have the BetSpurt Survivor Pool coming up. We're all playing in that. I'd love to hear your team who just is your mortal fuck odds, fuck any of that. Your week 1 survival play. I would love to hear. Personally, me, I said it last week on the pod. I'm on the Ravens. They don't think there's a way that they lose to the Texans personally, but there's a lot of. I don't even think that's the most common play of the week.
Mm-hmm.
The most common play I've actually seen is either the Commanders or the Vikings, which is why I love the Commanders to lose to the Cardinals, because I think there's so many people are going to be like fucked over week 1 on their survivor pool. But I'd love to hear who your like mortal lock is. Mikey, what do you got week 1?
Dude, the Jets play on 9/11 at home.
Yeah, dude.
That's like on purpose, by the way.
We're beating the Bills week 1.
All right, answer the question.
My mortal.
Like week 1, I could literally drop my house on this team money line.
It's
Don't care for
gross, but like no one's taking the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Who are
They
they
ain't
playing?
losing.
I love that
Who are they
play.
playing?
The Raiders.
I like that a lot.
I love the Broncos.
You
week
got to
one.
take gross teams early.
And the altitude, but Raiders might be in Mile High like a week before adjusting to the altitude because we know how that stadium plays.
Dude, that's Steelers are winning.
I really like the Saints, honestly. I'm really high in the Saints this year, and like that week one feels like a good spot to kind of get the Saints at. In New Orleans, Derek Carr. I don't know. I also wouldn't mind just taking the Commanders because I do not think the Cardinals are going to win a single game this year. They're already talking about how much it would cost them to get rid of Kyler because they're in full tank mode. They want their hands on Caleb Williams or something like that. So I don't see them coming out. And, like, their head coach, I don't know, did you see him in, like, their team meeting?
No.
Did you see that clip?
No.
There's a team meeting where he's in the team meeting. He goes, "Who drove their car here?" Like, everyone raised their hand. He's like, "Who took the bus?" Like, nobody puts their hand up, and he's like, "We got to want it every
What?
day. You got to want it.
What?
Dude.
You got to come in this building to want it."
So he's making them take the bus?
No, but all the players are like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Like, they pan to the players, not a single player is like,
Yeah, they're all like,
What is the bus and car having?
he was like saying like I think it was supposed to be
If
like
you
you
don't
guys
win,
are
you're gonna be on
privileged
the
to be able to drive your car
Yeah.
because there are guys that have to take the bus, but it just like didn't come across.
right.
Dude, it was what's his name, Josh? What's the Cardinals head coach's name?
Not Rich Gannon. It's something Gannon. It's not Mitch. It doesn't rhyme with Rich because I was like, Rich Gannon. Something.
For me, it's Falcons over Carolina all day.
Falcons over Carolina.
All day.
I would be scared.
No.
I would be so scared, Elsie.
Of who? Bryce Young?
I would just be
No way you're
scared.
taking Falcons week 1.
I would just be
Oh,
so
yeah.
scared.
They're winning.
It's so
they're
scary.
winning.
It's so scary.
It's not. They're not. They're such a young, talented team. They're going to be just fine. Desmond Ritter, he's going to
Both.
absolutely ball.
It's sketch. You can't lie and be like foul. You
Dude,
can't put your
say
nuts.
that when you're taking the Cardinals week 1. I really don't want to
Yeah,
hear
but
it.
not as my lock of the week.
I just think the Falcons win. If not them, then it's going to be the Browns over the
I can
Bengals.
so see the Panthers.
I'm not
playing
here to play
spoiler.
scared. I'm not.
Damn, you might be fucked week 1.
I'm telling
On
you.
your own team.
I'm telling you.
Your own team might knock you out of your own survivor
I'm telling
pool
you,
week
watch.
1. That's
Watch.
poetry.
There's no other Falcons.
That's poetry, man. But I know you guys saw Deion Sanders' pregame speech. I just want you to just a little segment of this Gannon speech.
Welcome back. Who drove over here? Quick, let me see your hands. Who took the bus?
Just monotone.
Fire in your gut? Did you?
You got fire in your gut?
Reason. Don't get that twisted. Okay, we're here for a reason to win games. So if you didn't have that fire in your gut, you better light the fire pretty fast. Be who you are. Just understand, I'm looking for killers.
Oh, I wish this team was on Hard
Not
Knocks.
the music in the
That's
background.
the team I want on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
I can't watch it. The glazing's too real.
Dude.
That's so tough.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Could you imagine who drove here? You're
They
like,
really tried to add that
fuck?
music to make it fiery too.
Who took the bus here? You got that fire in your gut? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
The Redwoods are up 12-2. Just had to put that out there.
That's huge. By the time this airs, the Redwoods
We'll win the
will have covered and won the PLO. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think we have a game prep for today.
No, I got one.
Oh, we got
Oh,
a
let's go,
surprise
Josh.
game.
Colleges.
Oh yes. All right.
So we're gonna do guess the player's college, but the last round's a little different. The guys went to 2 schools, and you have to give both their schools.
Oh, I'm gonna be great at this.
Okay, word.
GG.
All right, we'll do the same
Start
teams.
up?
Yeah,
All right.
Teams
so the first
are-
round's basketball.
Same teams, me and Elsie.
Yeah, same teams.
and we're guessing where these players went to college.
Yes. We'll go with Trent and Mikey first. Otto Porter Jr.
I know it.
Do you?
Yeah. Georgetown.
That is correct.
Damn.
I had that
Damn.
one.
Big East.
Let's go. Oh yeah, Big East. Come on.
Can't put him.
You dialed.
All right.
A lot of jerseys.
Shelly
out
and
there.
Lauren.
Give me a Big 12.
We'll start off with Bobby Portis.
Like on the fucking Bucks.
Correct.
Goggles.
I was picking similar players.
That
Both
gives me
kinda-
UCLA vibes. There's always a big goggles guy.
I couldn't tell
on
you a thing
UCLA.
about Mr. Bobby Portis.
No, I know,
so
but I'm down to take a shot.
go for it.
But I don't know if it's. I don't think it's UCLA.
I can't even.
Oh,
think of
thanks,
other
Trent. You think he stayed close to home in Milwaukee?
Not his home.
No, I'm saying. Do you guys know where Bobby Portis went before I give my guess?
Who's Power 5?
It didn't help.
Dude, I chills. Ain't got a clue.
Give me Oklahoma.
Incorrect. Mikey and Trent.
I actually think he was Pac-12. I don't know why. Pac-12 feels right, though. Not UCLA, though. Oh, but I don't know. He could have been something very weird. Like, honestly, it could be like either Big 12, Pac-12, I think. Definitely not Big 10. Definitely not Big East.
I don't know why I want to say South Carolina.
Ooh. I feel like red. I'm seeing
Yeah.
red.
It's because I said Oklahoma.
You want to go South Carolina?
I just know it's not it.
Give me
Or Arkansas.
Arkansas.
That is correct.
No way.
Oh, dude! What? That felt so good the minute
No
it came out of your mouth.
way.
I'm seeing red.
We
It's
gotta
Power
check
5,
that
and you were
out.
like, Arkansas. That felt so good.
I think Oklahoma should get points.
I didn't say, man, that's close.
Dude, that felt incredibly
Got the
good.
color
Holy
right.
shit.
That was absurd. All right, you guys got 2-0. All
Fuck you, Trent.
right, we're going to football
No.
now. This is still one school for Mikey and Trent. Jason Pierre-Paul.
That might be South Carolina.
I want to say Ole Miss.
You want to go?
Joey,
on this?
play.
I feel like it's Ole Miss. If it's South Carolina, I'm gonna be pissed.
Let's go Ole Miss.
From us.
That's crazy.
That is incorrect.
What did you guys say? Sorry,
Ole Miss.
we're chopping it up.
Yeah, yeah.
I got not a goddamn clue.
I can't believe it.
You don't got JPP? I mean JPP. Shit, I'll let you hack one away here. Half court shot, Austin Reeves.
Dude.
Take a shot.
Clemson.
That is incorrect.
Don't hate that. Don't hate that.
I didn't
What was
hate
the
it
correct
either.
answer?
It is University of South Florida.
USF.
Teased me with
Yeah, I
South,
know.
dude.
He's
That was
not a
that was
USF
not
guy.
right of you.
All right.
Chelly and Lauren.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I'm just checking my.
Khalil Mack.
Don't look at me like that. No, I should know this. I don't think he's Big Ten.
I feel like it's. I actually feel like I do know.
I think
that.
it is
Oh, I
Big
know.
12.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me think.
I
Let me
think
think.
so. Yeah.
I think it's a Big 12. He's
I think so. Yeah.
You wanna take a
Tech.
shot?
Tech.
So it. I
That's
know
gotta
this.
be
I
it,
know
dude.
this.
That's
No?
gotta be it.
Khalil Mack. You hack one away.
You want me to hack one away? Fuck, dude, this is sad, bro. And it's like football players, just not.
It's just the players I'm not thinking it would be.
Yeah, I know. I should really know. Hey, shut up. He's a Bear. That's why you're saying that shit.
He's not.
No, he like was a Bear. Is what I mean. Like he started at the Bears, bro.
He
was a
started at
bear.
the Raiders.
He was a bear.
He started at your team, but
Oh, I thought he went. Oh, dude, it's been so long. Fuck that guy. That guy's a pussy. And he went to
Go ahead.
Alabama.
not even close.
No.
Go ahead, Trent. I think you're right.
The University of Buffalo.
That is correct.
Oh my.
What the fuck?
Dude, you gotta just respect when someone's in their bag.
Yeah.
At some point, you just gotta respect.
Like, when do you guys have time to sit down and learn all
It's
this?
just like no.
He's like one of those guys that's like not Power 5.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
you see a Mac Buffalo jersey, you're like, that's tough, bro. Where'd you get that?
It's just ball knowledge.
All right, we got 2 more. I mean, this might be a blowout, but so you have to
It
get
is.
both colleges, both Division I colleges that these players went to.
Okay.
Alvin Kamara.
Tennessee and
Mm-hmm.
was it South Carolina?
Those.
No. Oh no, it might be a community college. I feel like he was in.
Another D1.
Oh, both D1. All right. Well, he ended at Tennessee. And before that,
Was it not Bama?
do you think he was Bama? Was it Bama, Tennessee? I feel like I don't remember him being in those running back rooms
Yeah.
with like TJ. He would have been TJ Yeldon, right? I don't think he was in that running back room.
Florida State.
I think I'm thinking of Tony Pollard.
Oh, dude.
Tennessee for sure.
Tennessee for sure. That's where he got drafted out of. I really want to say you might be right with
I
Bama
think
now.
it is, dude.
All right, I'm fine with that.
Tennessee and Bama.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Again.
yeah.
Holy shit,
my
dude.
God.
Give us Tony Pollard.
For the sweep,
It's good
Give
stuff.
me Tony Pollard.
Shelly and Lauren. Russell Wilson.
Oh, easy.
Do you know the first one?
All right, Wisconsin and.
Did he finish at Wisconsin or start at Wisconsin?
Finished at
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
he finished there.
Ah.
Can I like just like power 5 question mark?
Yeah,
Okay.
Power 5.
What I'm wanting to say, and I don't know why I'm wanting to say Purdue, but I don't know why. I don't think that's it.
He's a family man. Keep that in Montana, possibly.
I think so.
That's not power 5.
He was a backup for a now terrible quarterback in the NFL. That's not even in the NFL anymore.
I feel like I know this, but. Okay, let me take a shot.
We might be wrong.
He might be like use Pac-12,
Yeah.
USC.
I'm wrong.
I think you're wrong.
I'm gonna say. Hold on.
I'll let you cook. Oregon, Oregon State, Oregon. It's not.
I'm just gonna take a silly shot. I know it's wrong, but Cal.
That is incorrect.
I don't
I
think
didn't
he
hate that. I
transferred
didn't hate
within the
that.
Big Ten. I think it was
Yeah.
out of the Big Ten. Like he
I want to
transferred.
say Nebraska and Wisconsin, but
But that what he
He's
said
been
about
right so
when's the last Nebraska quarterback that was a starter in the
No
NFL
idea.
that he was a backup to?
You guys also probably wouldn't know that this quarterback went to this school. Like the guy that he was backing up.
Alright,
you
so
guys
it's
probably
not
wouldn't
Who'd he
know.
back up at the Seahawks?
He was
Well-
his backup in college.
I want to say it's something like Mizzou or something
It's
weird where
not.
he was Power 5, good school. Do you want to go Nebraska, Wisconsin? That
I-
just feels like I feel like we would know if he was
Yeah.
inner Big Ten. It could be like Florida.
dude, it's a botted school. I see the color.
You don't.
I see the color fucking
See red.
I see red again.
like a different shade of red. Though.
Arkansas.
A different shade of red.
Was it Stanford?
No. It's like northern
I think
something.
that'd be a school you could go to.
Yeah,
That's why I was thinking Cal. I was like,
Washington State.
smart.
No. I don't know what it is.
Let's go Nebraska, Wisconsin.
That's incorrect. It is NC State.
NC State, yes,
A
dude.
backed
That
up-
actually makes me
He
mad.
backed up Mike Glennon.
That actually
Mike-
makes me mad.
Glennon.
Sorry. I'm
No, you're
sorry.
good.
I
I've
totally just brain farted.
my friends used to do this in front of me, and I would watch.
That's what she said. Thank you.
Jordan.
This has been another episode of We'll Be Seeing. We will see you next episode where we're going to talk week 1 of the NFL. Hopefully the Chiefs cover 6.5, so I don't start the year 0-1 in prime times.
Mhm.
And we will in fact be.
A W shout out Mikey Overs for Redwoods.
Wow, up 10 at the half.
We'll also be talking about Texas Bama. Don't forget it.
Oh yes, we will be talking about Texas Bama.
We'll
Week
be
2.
seeing.
We'll be.